Hey Dice Rollers, Paul here, and I'll be your DM for a little while. Today I want to talk to you about a shift in how I teach role-playing games to new players. Now, before I get into that, though, if you're brand new here to the channel, thank you so much for watching today. Thanks for clicking on that play button. And if you would like content like this in your inbox on a regular basis, be sure to click that subscribe button. So, like I said, I have changed my philosophy on how I teach games. And this recently happened when I sat down with some dads and their daughters, and they wanted to learn how to play D&D. So I had a choice to make. Was I going to hand them pre-generated characters and say, here you go, we're going to play an adventure, or am I going to go old school and make them roll up their characters? Now, traditionally, I would give a pre-generated character, run the adventure, and kind of explain as I went. But this time I decided, nope, we're going to go old school and we're going to roll up our characters from scratch. So yes, this took more time, but this was designed to be a teaching session combined with gameplay. I didn't hand out the pre-generated characters, and that's where my gaming philosophy shifted, because I think a fully filled out sheet, a character sheet, stunts the creativity of the player. In my opinion, there are two kinds of new D&D players. Now, when I say D&D players, I'm using the term D&D in universal role-playing terms. And those two kinds of players are the people who want to play D&D and the people who want to learn D&D. Now, this is where I'll start with the people who want to play D&D. And the people who want to play D&D, well, I think this is where pre-generated characters are best used. Pre-generated characters are great for those who want to jump right into the adventure. They see D&D as the game they get to jump into and start playing, and they don't care whether they get to create a character per se, but they just want to play. They just want to roll dice. They just want to do their thing. And that is where pre-generated characters serve a player like that best. Pre-generated characters show players how a character sheet is filled out and what goes where. They are a good template to future character creation, but they have no idea how the numbers got there or why. Pre-generated character sheets are great for conventions where you have limited time or you're in a weekly learn to play at your local gaming store. If you have players who want to play an adventure, use pre-generated character sheets, teach the basics of how to read the sheets, and then get on with the adventure. Then there are people who want to learn D&D. And for learning D&D, I think rolling up characters are best. So like I said earlier, I sat down with these dads and the daughters who wanted to learn D&D, and rolling up a character is the most basic of skills in learning an RPG, and teaching them to roll up a character allows them to keep rolling up new characters. It's the old adage of teach them to fish versus giving them a fish, and I wanted them to learn how to fish because I wanted them to continue to make new characters. A pre-generated character does not afford the player the opportunity to explore their imagination. Instead, they are cast into a role versus creating a character. And this doesn't mean a player has to play the character as written, but a new player can feel the pressure to do so. After inquiring about some simple character sheets, LinkedIn friend and fellow DM Chris Toth shares a link with me to his reimagined 5e character sheets, and they were exactly what I was looking for. Even if you're not playing 5e, I think these are great examples of character sheets in their simplicity. And you can see Chris's character sheets offer simplicity and opportunity for players to create what they want without all the noise. And that's all the filled in spots. I don't think a character sheet has to be slam-packed with everything because I think it's really confusing to the eyes. Chris's character sheets offer a main page and a secondary sheet for backstory, spells, etc. And I have downloaded D&D sheets before, pre-gen sheets, which are like 4 pages long, front and back, 2 sheets, front and back, is a lot for a new player to digest. And so I think 1 sheet, front and back, is probably the best. On the left, you have the front of the sheet where Chris has put lots of open space in the middle, a place to put your name, and then it gives you a little caricature, but also that space underneath there where a player can draw their own character, put notes in there, list 3 characteristics about their character they want to put there. And then on the right is the back of the sheet where it gives you a simple place to put backstory and then gives you the spot for traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. So using these sheets with the dads and daughters wanting to learn how to play D&D was certainly advantageous. But having a simple character sheet, whether it is a pre-generated character or you are rolling up a character, benefits the player. They're able to see everything all at once, and they know what they're supposed to do with it. If you would like Chris's sheets, you can go ahead. I've put a link down in the show notes below, and you can check out his Dark Sorcery Studios there, where he has an abundance of character sheets you can choose from. They're very inexpensive. Be worth it to you to get all of them. The dads and their daughters had a great time rolling up their characters and had full buy-in to their characters. Some of the things that their creativity produced were a wizard who collected rats and bought them costumes to disguise them, a warlock who said her patron was a pig god and her eldritch blast looked like a giant pig head ramming into its victim with a giant oink, and a cleric and a fighter converting to the ham god. And I don't believe any of this would have been possible if I would have handed them a pre-generated character sheet. These dads and daughters created their characters and took their characters home with them. Simplicity creates an abundance of creativity, and those are two things I want in abundance in all my games. And if you're ever interested in playing at my table, and I hope that you are, I'll put a link down below to my Start Playing page. You can check out some of the games that I have, and you can even request your own game. And that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, click that thumbs up button. That lets me know you like the video and you want more just like them. And if you are interested in any more DM tips, I've put a playlist right there. Click on that and you'll get some more of my DM tips from there. All right, and that's it for today, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video.